All right, now we are going to learn how to write advantages, disadvantages essay. There are few things which you need to remember. There are two types of advantages, disadvantages essay. One type is they say discuss the advantages and disadvantages of. Second, they say what are the advantages and disadvantages of. And the third is, do you think advantages outweigh drawbacks? Right? Now, these are the three ways that they're going to give you the topic. First of all, they will give you a question statement. For example, the number of people going to a foreign countries for job and education, that number is increasing tremendously. What do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of living and working or studying in a foreign country? Or do you think advantages of living and do you think advantages and disadvantages of working or studying in a foreign country are more than the other ones? Or do you think advantages outweigh drawbacks? So these are the types. Whenever they give you this type of essay, you are going to write advantages, disadvantages essay. Remember one thing, the purpose of writing advantages, disadvantages essay is that you want to prove it to the examiner that advantages are more or disadvantages are more. And this is what we call your opinion. When they say, do you think advantages outweigh drawbacks? So you have to just give your opinion. If you think disadvantages are more than the advantages, you can just go on and explain like that. And if you think advantages are more than the drawbacks, so this is what you need to conclude in your essay. Ideally, you may write up to 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph, introduction. One paragraph contains all advantages. Second paragraph contains all disadvantages. This fourth paragraph, it contains your opinion. And what is your opinion? Advantages are more or disadvantages are more. And then finally, you can write your conclusion. So introduction, advantages, disadvantages, my opinion, and conclusion. So you may write 5 paragraphs as well. Or otherwise, you can write 4 paragraphs also. I mean, in every essay, minimum there can be 4 paragraphs and maximum there should not be more than 6. 6 only, like in case if you want to write 2 advantages, 2 disadvantages, then you can write 4 paragraphs. Otherwise, ideally 4 to 5 paragraphs are enough to write any essay. Now, if you want to write 4 paragraphs, what to do? Introduction. In one paragraph, you will write all advantages. In other paragraph, you will write all disadvantages. And in conclusion, you will give your opinion that advantages are more than disadvantages. And you have to give your opinion in introduction also. Okay, so like this you will write. So remember, whenever they give you the essay type and they have written, do you think advantages outweigh drawbacks? Do you think, do you believe, anything like that? Or what are the advantages and disadvantages of? Or discuss the advantages and disadvantages of. So you can write this type of essay. Okay. Now we've got one essay. We've got the same book for speaking. And I'm just going to read this essay from there. Okay, now we are going to discuss another type of advantages, disadvantages essay, and we focus this topic. The topic is self-employed versus company. Self-employed means you're working on your own. You are your own boss. And when you're working with some company, you have a boss or manager and all that. Now, let's read the topic. Nowadays, many people choose to be self-employed. Self-employed means they are running their own business. They are doing their own job, right? Some people are working from home and they do their own job. Like if you can have a small cafeteria, you are self-employed, okay? Rather than to work for a company or organization. Why might this be the case? See, it's a different essay. Direct question. Why might this be the case? Means what is the reason? Why are people becoming self-employed instead of doing a job? What is the reason? You can have many reasons. Unemployment, economical stress, anything like that, okay? what could be the disadvantages of being self-employed? That's it. They are not asking you for advantages. They are only asking you what is the reason and what are the disadvantages of being self-employed. What can be the disadvantages? If your business does not run, you cannot support your family. Sometimes you don't have enough capital to run your business, so you can come up with anything like that. So you will write 2 body paragraphs, an introduction and conclusion. In total there will be 4 paragraphs. Okay, now let's see how they have written. Have you understood the topic? And if you do not understand the topic, do not jump into writing the essay. If you read all the topics of this book, I mean all 120 topics, in actual exam you will get something similar, so you will not have any issue with ideas and all that. Let's see. An increasing number of people today are opting to start their own companies. What is that? For self-employed, they have used the word opting to start their own companies instead of working for a company, mainly because of increased support for young entrepreneurs. Okay, this is instead of working for a company, mainly because of the increased support for young entrepreneurs. Because now young entrepreneurs are people who are doing their own business and they are young people. In my opinion, the main disadvantages of not having an employer are lack of expertise and its overall effect on business. One is lack of expertise, and second is overall effect on business. Now let's read the body paragraph. The number of self-employed is related to young entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur is another word for self-employed. Self-employed entrepreneurs, and has its origin in widespread angle investment. Is it angle or angel? Angle, yeah. ANGLE and GEL, yeah. Angle investment across a variety of industries. Angle investment means when you are investing in one side. One well-known example of this can be seen on the popular show Shark Tank. Now, if you have seen any show, then you can give example. Otherwise, you can say one example is many millionaires are those who are self-employed. Like you can see computer guys, they are we can have very good example of this Facebook guy. You can give the example of Facebook guy, how he became self-employed and all that. Where a panel of investors and executives hear product pitches and compete to purchase stakes in the budding entrepreneurs business. This show has launched a number of successful products by securing initial funding, which has led to a trickle-down effect from this show. Not only has it turned specific dreams into reality, but it also encourages viewers in general to be more ambitious and has therefore been one of the main catalysts for the frenzy of self-run business popping up in the recent years. Listen. Instead of talking about that, you can say there are many vocational institutes in my country where they are teaching some short courses, and these short courses enable young people start their own business, right? So you can give your local example. This is from a TV show. Just forget about that. You can give your local example. There are many organizations, even some organizations are funded by United Nations, and they offer some free courses. These are called skill-based course. They teach you how to use computer and how to repair computer, how to repair mobile phone, and then you can have your own mobile phone shop, and that is something like that. So you can always give example according to you, according to your environment and all that. Now the next question we are going to answer, what could be the disadvantages of being self-employed? Though there are undoubtedly positives to all these startup companies, I think that the overall impact is negative because it results in many poorly run businesses. For example, in recent years, a number of ride-sharing apps, including Uber, Grab and all that, you can use local names also. We've got InDrive, Uber, Bikea and all that, good. Coveted and countless others have sprung up. The established companies provide a functioning app with high quality service to meet the growing demands of this industry. However, the majority of small startups find themselves in over their heads with apps that barely function and driver shortages that specialize in inconveniencing customers. Now, for example, we've got KFC, right? KFC, they specialize in chicken, zinger, and all that. And now you can see many KFCs in streets of Lahore. They are also offering zinger burger and all that, okay? In the same way, we have McDonald's, we have Pizza Hut, and now everywhere they have Pizza Huts and all that, okay? We had Food Panda. So instead of Food Panda, now there are many other small companies which are providing the same service and all that. So the disadvantages are they cannot come up to that level. I mean, you cannot eat KFC burger from a local street burger. You cannot compare them. It would be better for the people starting these derivative businesses to either work in companies, gain valuable experience, look for gaps in the market, and then develop worthy competitors, or simply be content to have a good job in a good company that they do not own. So because of quality issues, it's better for young people to learn and then they can have this. In conclusion, I feel that the rising number of new companies has led to a cult of overconfidence. Okay? Cult means trend. Cult is another word for trend. Trend of overconfidence. If more people were satisfied. Now, someone who is baking a pizza in a small shop, he would say, my pizza is far better than Pizza Hut. I mean, they would claim that. So this is the cult of overconfidence, right? If more people were satisfied working for others rather than pursuing unrealizable ambitions which you cannot realize. Unrealizable is someone which you cannot realize. This would likely lead to better consumer products across the board as well as increased national economic prosperity. Well, let me tell you, this essay is somewhat different because they took examples from a TV show and all that. But when you give your own examples, when you give examples from your own surroundings, your own country, it can be much easier. Now let's read the topic again. Nowadays, many people choose to be self-employed rather than to work for a company or organization. Why might this be the case? Now listen, when you are supposed to write this essay, you can write, why might this be the case? Reason number 1, unemployment. Reason number 2, exploitation. Like when you do a job, they give you a small salary and company is making huge profits and your proportion of salary is much lower than that. So you can talk about these things. Then what could be the disadvantages of being self-employed? Now, you see, if everyone becomes self-employed in the job market, you will not find people to work, right? You know, if you want to run your organization, you need employees, you need workforce. So if everyone is starting his or her own business, then there will not be anybody, right? One thing. And second, you can say sometimes you cannot meet up the quality standards and your business does not run successfully. So you need to come up with your own ideas, and 2 to 3 ideas are enough to write in each paragraph. Okay, that's good.